This is episode 632, and today we're going to be taking a look at how to maintain a positive mindset. Now, this particular topic could take multitudes of podcasts, blog posts, talks, all of it, videos. We're just going to focus on three, four things that are actionable that you can take away from this podcast that you can start doing right now. Yes, there are many, many things, but we all have to start somewhere. So, do you have those days when you know it's better to be upbeat and positive, but you just don't feel like it? Whether that's waking up early to go to the gym, giving a presentation, going to work, hanging out with friends. We have those days when we know we should be doing this, but we just don't feel like it. Well, when you face challenges or feel overwhelmed by your responsibilities, it can be difficult to maintain a positive attitude, especially going to the gym at 4 o'clock in the morning, or 5 o'clock, or 6 or 7 o'clock at night. Right? We just had a rough day, or we're anticipating a rough day. We know we should be doing the things we do, and we just don't. We can get into work and feel just overwhelmed, and we know we should be doing the right things, but we just don't because our attitude is just plummeted to the bottom. And it's sometimes can be very, very tough if we don't have the tools to help us back again. And so the techniques I'm going to go over will, try these, give them an experiment, tweak them, make them your own, and see how well they improve your mood and experience the inner peace you deserve. One of the things that might be great is before you implement one or all of these tools is rank yourself on a scale of 1 to 7. Where are you on a positive mindset? Well, I'm a 3. Try these tools. Oh, you know what? I'm a 4. Great. It went up. It doesn't have to go up to 7. As long as even if it goes from a 3 to a 3.1, that's going in the right direction. So we often, when I work with clients utilizing these mind tools, a lot of clients feel that it should be a magic wand. You do it once and it solves it. Well, your problems weren't created with a magic wand. They were created over time by focusing on the wrong things over and over and over and over again. So we need to allow these tools to take place, to take root, and change the unconscious beliefs that you have about the particular event. So the first one, start your day with a positive routines. Now, this is one thing that I really, really love to help my clients with, because most of the time clients will wake up, check their smartphone, slam some coffee down, and then just start doing something. Well, with your positive routines, I like to look at doing something physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual, and don't involve your smartphone. So that may be waking up, drinking some water, going for a 10-minute walk, journaling about your gratitude, 1 minute meditation. All of that would take less than 20 minutes, and it's very easy to do. So you want to think of things that when you go, man, I wish I could, I really want to do yoga. I really want to, well, those are the things we want to start creating space for in your morning routines, because that routine will set your mindset for the rest of the day. And there's many ways to work with these positive routines. Again, we want to look at, I like to coach around doing something physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual to get you grounded, to get you energized to move forward, right? And the physical could be a movement practice, it could be a hydration, could be a nutrition, preferably all three. A mental, visualizing your day, how you want it to go, monitoring your self-talk. The emotion is showing gratitude and appreciation for what you have or what you're about to receive. And then the spiritual part could be prayer or meditation. But you want to start your day off with a solid routine. Most of my clients go, I don't have the time. And yet after coaching for a couple of weeks, lo and behold, they have this beautiful AM routine, and they're energized and they're feeling good. And they didn't really shift much things around. All they did is shift their focus as to what's important. Develop exciting goals, right? So goals, and I've said this before on other podcasts, goals are not a to-do list. A to-do list is I got to get up and do the dishes. I want to run 2 miles today if you've already run. Goals theoretically are supposed to be things that you've never accomplished before, and it forces you to change as a individual. And those can be small things, right? It can be if you've never said hi to a stranger, that could be a goal. Say hi to a stranger. If you've never done random acts of kindness, look at doing random acts of kindness. But we want to develop these exciting goals. And the goals could be for the day. And then that day goal could lead to a week goal, not a week, but a weekly goal. And that weekly goal to lead to a monthly goal, which would then lead to a yearly goal. So when we can start, in a sense, start with the end in mind, like Steve Covey talks about, and have our yearly goal, then we can reverse engineer it. And if we can really get excited about that yearly goal, and that's where a coach comes in. A coach can help you understand your why behind that goal. I know I've mentioned this many times about Seth Godin in the book The Dip. If you can think of any reason why you would not want to pursue a goal, or if something gets in your way, don't set it. Don't go for it because you've already given up. So we want to develop exciting goals that we're committed to, that will push us, that will help us develop our grit, resilience, and mental strength. And when we have these goals, we can look forward to accomplishing something, right? And that's the dopamine gets released. Dopamine is actually a looking forward to something neurotransmitter as opposed to the actual act itself. Although it plays a role in both of those. But when we can develop exciting goals, we get our dopamine flowing, we get up and we have a positive mindset around that. Surround yourself with positive people, right? Birds of a feather flock together. If you're hanging around with a bunch of naysayers and doom and gloomers, it's going to be challenging to keep a positive mindset, right? If you are a flower in a pasture of weeds, eventually those weeds are going to take over and you're going to turn into a weed as well. So you want to surround yourself. And this doesn't have to be personal friends. It could be videos, it could be audios, it could be books, but surround yourself with positive quote people unquote. And again, this can take many forms. And that may be something you want to include in your positive routines, right? Listen to a empowering podcast, listen to a wonderful book, watch an exciting video, but you want to surround yourself. We kind of want to self brainwash ourselves into a positive mindset. And that includes the routines, the goals, and positive people. Positive people, especially a coach, can really help you identify the language that you're using that might be holding you back, can identify excuses versus reasons, getting rid of the excuses because you either have excuses or results, you don't have both. So when you surround yourself with positive people, it can be so beneficial for you to stay on track. People will call you out on what you're saying you're going to do and what you're not doing. So really think about that. There's probably some Facebook groups out there. I know there's some LinkedIn groups about, a positive mindset that, you can hang out as well. So there's an abundance of resources to surround yourself with positive people. And keep in mind there will be those quote bad days. If every day was a great day, then every day would be mediocre. We have to have that comparison, right? It's a duality that we live in this life. So in order to really appreciate our good up days, we will have bad days. You don't have to create them, but just know when they come along and okay, here's a bad day. It may last for a day, 3 a week, and I will get out of it just like I've gotten out of every single other one with these tools, right? So when you have these positive routines, exciting goals, surround yourself with positive people. When you have those bad days, those lows will be higher and your highs will be higher. So you're elevating your attitude and your mood by utilizing those routines. And just know that, it's going to happen. There's going to be those days where it's just like, man, this really sucks. And know that you're going to get out of it just like you have gotten out of all the other days like that. So just keep in mind, these suggestions will only help you if you put them into practice. Yeah, it's wonderful listening or watching the podcast. You're entertained for 10, 8, 12 minutes, and then you move on. But if you don't do anything with them, this is just a waste of time. So take one of those, practice it for a week, see where you are. I'm on a scale of, on my happiness scale, my positive mind scale is a 5. I tried one practice for a week. I'm a 5.5. Excellent. You went in the correct direction. Pick one or more of these and then decide that your happiness is worth a small change that will lead off big. I mean, if you're sitting there complaining about the muck in your mind and you're sitting there and you go, I'm not going to do these things. Well, then you're arguing for your limitations. You're playing the victim, and life will not change until you go, you know what? I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired, and I'm going to change it. I'm going to start with my mind. You know, Begin to experience the happiness you deserve by taking positive steps today that will lead to a bright future, maybe by the end of the day, maybe by tomorrow, maybe by the end of the week. Whatever it is, you are responsible for your mindset. I've just given you a couple, basically 3, potentially 4 tools to use to help shift it. If you're having challenges with it, implementing it, if you keep getting stuck, contact a friend, contact a coach like me. But get out there. Don't accept your limitations. Get out there and do something about it. If you want to see the show notes on this podcast, you can go over to warriormindcoach.com. Over there, you'll find other podcasts, blog posts, ways to get a hold of me, and other useful information. Since you'll be on the internet, please follow me on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest under Warrior Mind Coach.